right, good afternoon. Welcome to this beautiful Sunday afternoon here at the Great New York State Fair. My name is Chief Technical Sergeant Neil Case, and who's excited to see the best underwater show here at the New York State Fair?
Yeah!
All right, I like it. All right, before we get started, I want to introduce you to the rest of my crew. First, coming up behind the tank is my training coordinator out of Albany, Tech Sergeant Josh Cross. Oh, we're going to need more than that. I know it's hot out here. All right, let's hear it for the Troop D Assistant Senior Diver Trooper, Jared Hogan. All right. And lastly, up those stairs is Troop D Diver Trooper, Terry Countryman. All right, now before I introduce the host of your show, he's going to bring you the energy. He's going to want it in return. Let's put your hands together for the host of your show, Troop C Senior Diver Tech Sergeant Seth Little.
Yeah!
Hello, New York! All right, I am the Troop C Senior Diver. Means I know stuff. Because I know stuff, I know, boss, I think your son has a birthday today, doesn't he?
He does. We're trying to track him down right now.
Oh, yeah? Where did he go?
I think you could tell something was coming.
Yeah, okay, well, maybe he ran away.
Yeah. He turned 21 today.
All right, well, good for him.
Good for him. He's here today.
Yes,
First time
he
I've
is.
seen him as a 21.
There he is, right there.
All right. Come on, Dominic. And he's drinking water.
I don't get it.
How
you know?
responsible.
It is very responsible.
All right. Just want to introduce my son Dominic. Happy 21st birthday. And,
I'm going to lead you in a chorus of happy birthday, all right? Are you going to join along? All right.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear Dominic. Happy birthday to you. All
right, now back to the show.
Yeah. All right. Now to important stuff. Any of you kids, if you want to come up here with your adults and sit in front of the tank, it's a nice day to sit by the pool. We want to invite you to come on up, sit down. You can see the divers nice and close. While they're coming up and sitting down, you can come over the ropes. Just don't trip on the ropes, okay? Don't want any bad day on the ropes. So, that being said, yes. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, while they're coming out, oh, careful. All right. So I'm going to give you a brief history lesson of the New York State Police dive team. See if we can get this train back on track here. 1932 was our first dive. That makes us the oldest, and we are also the largest of the public safety dive teams in the whole of the United States. New York, right?
Yeah!
All right. Now back in 1932, we dove with hard helmets, we dove with canvas suits, lead belt, lead shoes. All together, the weight was well over 100 pounds. What troopers did then, what troopers continue to do, they got the job done with what they were issued. Now in 1943, there was a smart fella. His name was Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau invented the aqualung. The aqualung is what we commonly refer to as scuba. Scuba is an acronym. The letters stand for something. Anybody know what they stand for?
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Very good. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. I bet you all wish you were under the water right now, don't you? Yes. All right. Well, in 1952, the New York State Police decided they wanted to learn about this new technology, so they sent representatives from their dive team to learn from the best. So they went to the Navy Dive School. They went through the Navy Dive School. They brought back the lessons that they learned. In 1957, New York State Police adopted scuba as its preferred method of dive, and in the early 60s, we actually started our own novice dive school off the lessons which we learned from the Navy Dive School, plus some experience that we got along the way. All right? Now I say novice dive school, but it's anything but novice. The fact is to become a trooper, it's a competitive position. You have to be part of the best, all right? You want to be the best of the best. But in order to get where these guys are up here, You take the troopers who have had 2 years experience on the road, all right? And then 2/3 of those that try out for the dive team will actually wash out. And the reason is because it's hard to get where these guys did, and they did, so let's give them a hand.
Yeah, Seth, it looks like they're about to get ready to get in the water too.
Me too. Yeah. So, all right, you guys ready? All right, go ahead.
Hey, whoa, hey.
What?
Before we get them in the water, we should make this a little more difficult.
Okay, all right.
Let's have you guys take that gear off. We're gonna have you throw it in the water, and you can get dressed at the bottom.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. So the reason that we do this is because we want to make sure that our divers do not panic. Okay, we do this in the novice dive school. We have them put all their gear at the bottom of the pool and go down into the pool and get dressed underwater. Because panic is what will either kill or hurt a diver. We want to make sure that these guys are all ready, and I'm sure that these guys are. All right, I see them with masks in their hands.
Hey guys, come on. Masks.
Masks too. Come on.
Masks in the water.
All right, masks in the water. All right. So look, in order to get where these guys are, it's a very competitive position. So without saying this is a race, it's a race. All right. So when I say go, we're going to start counting down. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then dive. So go. 3, 2, 1,
go!
Dive. All right. There they go. They're going down to their gear. First thing they're going to do is they're going to flip around, and then they're going to put the air in their mouth, because after they get air, life, breath in their mouth, everything else is copacetic. All right. Oh, little fella's having a problem there. Poor little guy. But he's got air in his mouth, so he doesn't panic. He's just going to be upset that he didn't win the race, but we have some. Josh is over there helping him, his dive buddy. All right. Let's give Josh Cross a hand.
Don't let him fool you though. Was it yesterday? He was stealing the mask.
Well, I know. But, he changed his ways today. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about the scuba equipment that they have on their back. They have a tank. That tank holds 3,000 pounds of compressed air, all right? You need to reduce the airflow from that tank so that you can actually breathe it. So you have a regulator, which is on the back of the tank. It makes the air go down the line at 145 psi, which goes to their second stage, which is what they use to breathe out of on demand while they are in the water. Those tanks are attached to a BCD, a buoyancy control device. Buoyancy is the upward force that brings you up out of the water, positive, all right? And so it's positive buoyancy, and there's negative buoyancy, which makes you sink. And then also there is neutral buoyancy, which these guys are practicing right now, okay? And that harness, that BCD allows them to do that perfectly. Because they're neutrally buoyant right now, the fins that are on their feet allow them to propel themselves through the water with ease. We got frog kicks, we got scissor kicks, all right? Whichever way they want to get through the water. Oh, their masks. The lens is about 2 to 3 inches away from their eyeball, right? So when you are diving, things actually are magnified underwater, okay? So when you look through your mask, things are 33% larger or 25% closer. Now, how did you guys get the water out of your mask when you went down there? Let's show them, all right? Things can happen when you're diving. Masks can come off. You never panic. Panic is what kills a diver, so they'll just put their mask back on, and then they will create a little crack between the seal and their upper lip. It will blow air out of their nose. That air will go up into the mask, and it will push the water out. They'll just recreate the seal and go about their business as good as ever. All right, there are other things that can happen while we're under the water, especially at deeper depths. During our school, we do not graduate until we dive to depths of 132 feet. And you might ask me what 132 feet looks like. Hey, all right, I'm glad somebody asked. Thank you very much. All right.
It's hot out here.
It is hot. All right. So if you look at the top of this tower up here, that's 60 feet tall. All right. So add another tower on top of that, 12 more feet on top of that. That's 132 feet under the water. On top of that, you have the air pressure. So all that pressure can affect our equipment at certain depths. First of all, you never panic. Secondly, when you dive to those depths, you never dive alone. But if something were to happen to our equipment, we're going to have Josh here show you. He's going to say, hey, my regulator's not working, it's not breathing well. His buddy comes right over with his regulator, puts it in his mouth, puts the safety second in his, and then all of a sudden they're going to make sure each other are okay. They will ascend at a rate of 30 feet per minute to the top so as to avoid the bends, and once they get up there, they'll decide, do we continue with the dive or do we go home for the day? Either way, they're good to go because they did not panic. Okay? So those are some of the things that we learn about scuba and how to deal with things under the water. Now I'm going to move forward a little bit into what our mission is. We are searchers, okay? Our symbol, the octopus, and our name, the Underwater Recovery Team. When we go into an area and we come out and we're looking for something, we always say, if it's in there, we'll find it. And how we do that is we move just like an octopus over the floor of the ocean. If you've ever seen one move, it gets into cracks, crevices, as it hovers, and we want to be able to say the same thing when we go into the water. That we went in there, we searched everywhere, and then we came out. If it was in there, we find it. If it's not in there, then that's the way it goes. All right, so there are certain things that we use to help us in that mission, and there are line searches. And so I'm going to go over two variations right now, and I'm going to need a volunteer. All right, right up front there, come on over. All right. Hand went up nice and tall. All right, what's your name? Varric. All right, Varric. I'm very glad you're here. That was funny. Sorry. All right, so anyhow, everybody give Varric a hand. All right. So, Varric, this is called a pendulum line search, and what it means is I'm going to be moving back and forth like a pendulum, okay? And so when I do this, it might be I'm looking for something a little bit larger in a known body of water, or we might be in a hurry where there's only two of us and we're looking for a lost diver, so a life might be at stake. We want to make sure that this life is saved. And so, Varric, how are we going to talk to each other? That's right, by tugging line pulls, okay? And so he's going to give me a couple tugs. He knows that I know, and now I give him a couple tugs, and now I know that he knows. Okay?
And we all know.
You all know. That's right. Now all of you know. That's how we communicate. And so I'm going to start my dive, and here I come. And then as soon as I come to a place where I can no longer move, Varric's going to see that. He's going to give me a couple tugs. Very good, Varric. And then I'll turn around, give him a couple tugs. He'll give me some line. All right. Now hold tight onto that line. And then I come back, and I'm looking for the lost diver. And here he is. Let's give Varric a hand. Good job, Varric. All right. So, another thing, another line search that we use, it's called the static, it's called the jack stay search. And what I mean by that is it is static. The line stays in place. There are two heavy weights on either side of a line. You separate that line, create tension, and then the diver will hold onto the line with one hand, and then he will move over the floor of whatever body of water he is at, and he will touch everything, and he will search for everything. All right, so we're going to have Jared give a demonstration inside the water. Right?
Hey, before we get started with that, let's
Yeah.
have him put on that training mask.
A training mask. The reason we have that training mask, and we use it in the novice school, because the water that we dive in, it looks like this. Okay? It doesn't look like that nice clean water that they're in that everybody wishes they were in. So, that mask is taped off to simulate no visibility, and we're going to need some evidence. You got any evidence up there, Terry? Somewhere? Oh, okay. All right, very good.
Service revolver.
Service revolver, old school.
He's been
All
on the
right.
job for over 20 years.
Yeah, he has been here for a while now. All right, so those mounted patrol guys, they go old school, right? All right, so we got Jared. He's continuing his search. He's on the line. One hand, he's searching through everything. He gets to the weight. He's going to move over a little bit. When he comes back, he is going to search some of the same area, but also some new ground. And that's okay. We like to be detailed because if it's in there, we're going to find it. And here he goes, and he found it. Let's give him a hand.
100% success rate.
Yes. He was born for this. All right. But what if what we're looking for is not right on top. What if it's in the sand? What if it's in the muck? Okay, I am going to need another volunteer. Okay, green shirt right here. All right, what's your name? David. See, you have a broken arm. It's a little rough on a hot day, isn't it? But you're doing good, right? All right, good. All right. So, that being said, you're going to have to use your other hand. You know what this is? It is a metal detector. That's right. And so, once I get this turned on, all right, go ahead and hold that. All right, so what is that detecting? My hand. Well, it's actually detecting 30 years of marriage. All right? But, yes, my hand, the ring. All right? So what I want you to do, David, I want you to sort of go over this water here. All right? Come on, down. And when you feel something, let me know. Oh, right there. Okay. All right. So, David, we know that there's something underneath there, right? This water's got all sorts of bugs, nastiness, and stuff like that in there, so I'm not putting my hand in there. But you, David, you can. Go right in there. That's right. Go ahead. Dig it in there. All right. Put your hand right underneath the sand there. Have you found anything yet? Let's see here. There it is, right there. Right there. All right. Oh, what's that? It is a phone. All right. Let's give David a hand. All right, David. Good job. All right, so you can go over and pick the prize out of the prize box. All right, so these are the methods that we have learned over the years and that we teach at the school, but as time evolves, so does technology. And so we want to be involved in using that technology. And so, if you will see up on the screen up there, we have a camera, and that is an underwater robot. So, that underwater robot, we might use this in case we're cutting a hole in the ice, all right? The underwater robot doesn't have feelings of being cold, so we can put it down there. We can also see if there's anything to get tangled up in before we send a diver in. Or there might be some caustic material in the water that we want to keep off the suits and off the skin. We'll find those things out by using this robot. So, let's see here. Oh, everybody, all kids, wave to the robot. Wave to the robot. There you go. All right, very good, very good. All right, so we're looking for, let's say, a stolen four-wheeler. And this criminal wasn't very smart because he wrapped it in orange tape or whatever that is there. Straps. What? Boss, you found it. You found it. All right. So, now that we have the underwater robot down there, it found the four-wheeler. We still need to bring that four-wheeler up. The robot can't do that, so what do we need?
Coordinates.
What's that?
Coordinates.
We need a diver. Okay? Because as good as technology is, people are better. Right? You're all sort of going, come on, let's give it up for people. All right? Come on. I know it's hot.
Outside the diver goes.
Diver copy loud, clear.
All right, speaking of people that I love, right up there, Terry Countryman. Tomorrow's your birthday, right, Terry? Yeah, I think so. So, we won't sing to you right now, though, because you got a job to do. All right? So, that being said, we have communications with him. We can give him endless amounts of air because we have a surface supply air system. So, Terry, are you fit to dive? All right, go ahead, enter the water when you're ready. All right, here he goes. Going down. And touchdown! First attempt, let's give him a hand! Good job, Terry. All right, take a little selfie with the robot there and get it out of the way. Okay? All right, all right. Get that robot out of the way. Now, Terry, we need to get mission oriented here. So your mission was to get that four-wheeler out of the water. How are you going to do that? Ah, Terry has a lift bag. Those lift bags are rated for certain poundages. All right. And so he's going to go over and attach that to the four-wheeler. When he attaches that to the four-wheeler, he will be able to then ask the surface supply air system operator for air. So he's getting that done, and then when he asks for air, we can send it to him. So go ahead, Terry. That was good.
Roger, the topside. Idle has been secured. Could you set the air?
Setting bubbles.
All right. So there he goes. He's getting the bubbles. He's going to put that air in the bag. That air is going to expand. As that air expands the bag, you will see both the bag and the vehicle move up. So let's see here. All right. That bag is filling up. It's going to need more than that, Terry. All right, here it goes. And it's starting to go up. Once it starts going up, Terry just moves out of the way. And the reason he moves out of the way is because if something bad happens, what goes up must come down. So let's give Terry a hand. Good job, Terry. All right. Hey, boss, you have some stuff to say, right?
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to recognize these guys for what they do. Only a few weeks ago, they spent an entire month searching over 6 acres of water. It's over 240 dives in zero visibility water looking for a piece of evidence. Every single time that they go into the water, they're putting their lives on the line. So if you could, please all join me in thanking them for what they do. Thanks, guys.
All right. Look, if you want a face like my boss, you got to be born with it, okay? But if you want New York State Police merchandise, you can buy it over at the NYST tent or over at the Trooper Foundation. They support us. We would appreciate it if you support them. Another thing, Terry is known for being one of the best posers in the New York State Police. And so if you want to come up, have your kids have a picture taken with a diver, or you can get your picture taken with a diver, feel free. After that, the canines are going to be coming on. Don't lose your seat. Have a great day at the New York State Fair.